Welcome to Sailing for Total Amateurs, the basics of sailing catamarans. I am Ivy Wilson, and for my senior project, I will be telling you what you will want to know before you start learning how to sail. Let's jump right on in. This is what we will be learning throughout the video. First, we have the plus side. Here, we are reminded of some of the positive aspects sailing has to offer and why you were interested. Then, how to talk the talk, learn the language. These are some of the terms and definitions you will need to know. Moving on to safety first. It would be irresponsible of me not to include a section on safety. Then, general rules. Don't be that one boater who does not know the rules. This will keep you and others safe. Assessing wind, how to divine information from the wind, and what to do with it. Points of sail, which is where you are in relation to the wind. We'll be going over that. Tacking and jibing. Here I will go over what they are and a simple explanation of how to do it. Trimming, what to do and how to know when to do it. Then trapeze. Look forward to going out on the trapeze. That's all I can say right now. And we will end with capsizing, or as I like to call it, the inevitable overturn, and what to do. We have a lot to go over, so let's get started. The plus side of sailing. Why should you do it? I would like to go over sailing's positive aspects in case there are any seeds of doubt in your heart, so you can throw your whole self into learning. Sailing is often more than a hobby. It can really turn into a lifestyle, and it takes some passion. So in order to learn, you need to be completely on board. Let's start. Sailing gets you outdoors and exercising, and while you're there, you really do connect more with nature. Nothing quite like being on the water with the wind in your hair. Sailing is just a great way to spend a nice day, or evening, as you can see. You can sail on almost any body of water, like lakes, bays, or even the ocean. When you are first learning to sail, you want to choose a nice protected area of water to practice that is quiet and has plenty of space. Sailing is an eco-friendly sport, provided you are not in a large yacht with a couple of motors. You can sail by yourself on a small boat, or if you choose, you can sail on a larger boat and be part of a crew. Sailing is a very social sport. You can sail for pleasure, just for the heck of it, but if you're interested, there are always regattas to attend. And if you work hard, you can go all the way up to world competitions, like the America's Cup. Now that you have been reminded why you want to sail, you should start learning the language. It is always a good idea to familiarize yourself with the jargon. Hearing sailors have a normal conversation can be like listening in on a foreign language, I know. These are some terms that are good to start off with, and most of them will be used in this video. Let's start by getting our bearings. We will start from the front and make our way backwards. The front of the boat is called the bow of the boat. To the left of the bow is the port side. You can remember that port is left because they both have 4 letters. To the right of the bow is the starboard side. I always remember that because it is not the left side of the boat. The very back of the boat is called the stern of the boat, sometimes referred to as the aft. Here are some parts of the boat. First is the mast, the tall vertical pole that supports all of the sails. Next is the boom, the horizontal pole which you attach to the mast. Then we have the multiple holes that make the catamaran so special. With 2 smaller holes, catamarans create less friction and drag than traditional monohulls. Also, because they have a wider beam, the beam is the distance from one side of the boat to the other, catamarans have more area for sail and more stability. When you couple this with a catamaran's ability to sail on one hull, which is called flying a hull, then you can really understand what makes catamarans faster than monohulls. Let's look at the sails. Every catamaran has a mainsail. This is a large sail located behind the mast. Then there's the jib, a smaller sail attached to the stay in front of the mainsail. Last, that we will talk about, is a spinnaker. This is a large parachute-like sail designed specifically for sailing downwind. Here's a fun fact. While everyone may not agree on the origin of the name of the spinnaker, a prominent theory is that the name comes from one of the first yachts to fly a spin, the Sphinx. After seeing the huge sail, people began referring to it as the Sphinx Acre. Sounds good to me. Let's go into more detail on the parts of the sail. We will begin with the sides. The forward edge of the sail is the luff. The aft edge, the leech. The last side, the bottom edge, is the foot. Now here are the names of the corners of the sail shown in blue. The very top corner is the head. If the foot is the bottom edge of the sail, it makes sense that the top corner is the head. The two bottom corners are the tack and clew. The tack is the forward corner and the clew is the aft corner. Finally, to finish our section on terms, here are some wind words. When involved in sailing, you will see the terms upwind and downwind. Upwind is when you're going against the wind or into it. Downwind is when you're going with the wind or even before it. When something is leeward, that means it is downwind from you. If it is windward, then it's upwind from you. Pretty simple. Safety first. Here are some tips to keep you safe while you're on the water. From amateurs to old sea dogs, these are a good idea for everyone to follow. To start the safety section, you should realize that this video is just a tutorial to prepare you for learning to sail. When you do go out on a boat, you should have an instructor or an experienced friend there to guide you. This is the most important piece of advice I can give. Do not rely on this video alone. Learn with an experienced friend or hire an instructor. When you are getting ready to sail, observe the conditions and check the weather. If it is too rough, stay out of the water because you should not sail above your level. When you're on the water, wear a life jacket. They can be a hassle, but if something does happen, you will be thankful for them. Let someone know where you're going before you leave, and while on the boat, keep yourself strapped in so you won't accidentally fall off. Keep a paddle on board. Leave any jewelry at home, especially rings. Keep your long hair tied up and out of the way. Bring water and wear sunscreen. It's a universal fact. Melanoma is no fun. Just remember to go prepared and use common sense. Learn the rules. Know when to give way. These are some more guidelines to keep you safe, but rather than highly suggested suggestions, these are rules. Know them before you go out on a busy lake or ocean. First, powerboats must give way to sailboats, except when the powerboat is a large commercial boat such as a shipping tanker or ferry. It's about maneuverability. Whichever boat can easily get around the other gives way. So when a sailboat meets with a huge Navy ship, the sailboat better get out of the way. If you are in a channel, stick as close to the edge of the channel as possible. This way you will always be out of the way of any incoming or outgoing vessels. Speaking of huge Navy ships, all boats must stay 100 yards from a naval ship. This probably won't be a problem in the lake, but if you stay on the ocean, it might come up. Moving boats must avoid stopped boats. This is common sense, and again, it's about maneuverability. When two sailboats meet, the sailboat on port tack gives way to the sailboat on starboard tack. You know which tack you are on depending on which side the wind is coming from. If the wind is coming on the starboard side, then you are on starboard tack. Most people assume the wind is coming from the opposite side the boom is on. When the two sailboats are on the same tack, then the windward boat must give way. As a review, the windward boat will be the one that is upwind. Whether it be a sailboat or a powerboat, the overtaking boat must keep clear of the boat it's overtaking. And of course, sailboats must give way to manually powered vessels, such as rowboats and swimmers.